Hi, I'm Brendon. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a short Vinyasa flow that's perfect for getting you going in the morning, working out any kinks or stiffness that you might be feeling, and just get you energized and ready for your day. So let's get started. Let's begin in Tadasana, mountain pose. So place your feet hip-width distance apart from each other, toes spread wide to create a nice stable base for yourself. Close down your eyes and bring some awareness to your breath. Allowing the breath to deepen and to slow. Breathing in and out through your nose. And just notice here how your body's feeling today. Take stock of any places that feel tense or tight. Just noticing, not judging. And with your next breath in, reach your arms out and all the way up. Interlace your fingers at the top, press the ceiling away. Stretch up. On an exhale, bend toward your right, press your hips to the left, trying to keep the weight even in your feet. Left shoulder stays soft. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, bend toward the left, press your hips right. Inhale, center. On your exhale, swan dive down to a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. You could grab opposite elbows here and ragdoll it out, just allowing the upper body to hang. You could sway side to side here, or shake your head no or yes. You might explore how it feels to shift more weight towards your toes and get more spinal decompression. Or you could shift the weight back into your heels to feel a little bit less. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Then release your hands, bring them to your shins, and on your in-breath, lift up halfway, lengthening the crown of your head forward. On your out-breath, fold. Inhale, reach out, rise up to standing, interlace your fingers at the top again, press the ceiling away. This time you might add a tiny little back bend if that feels good for you. Or you could take other intuitive movements that your body feels like it needs. Exhale, bend towards your right, press your hips left. This time we're going to make a full circle around, so continue bending over to the right until you come down towards your toes. Then inhale, circling up on the left side, and then all the way back up. Breath in here. On your breath out, bend towards your left. And start that circle in the opposite direction. Inhale as you come up on the right side, all the way back to center. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands and step 1 foot back at a time, coming to hands and knees, tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide, plant your wrists below your shoulders and knees below the hips. With your next inhale, lift your chest and tailbone, arch your back. Exhale to round and press the floor away. Inhale to cow pose, lift your chest. Exhale for cat. Round and tuck your chin. Let's take 3 more like that, moving with the rhythm of your own breath. Warming up the spine. Last round. Breathe in as you lift the heart. Breathe out, pull your belly in. Then come back to neutral and we'll take a few sways side to side, kind of like you're wagging your tail. You're just bringing one shoulder and hip together and then the opposite shoulder and hip. Let's take one more on each side. And then meet back in center. Curl the toes under, send your hips back toward your heels, not to down dog just yet. We're kind of in between a child's pose and a down dog, stretching out the bottoms of the feet and the backs of the ankles. With your next exhale, lift your hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. You could pedal this out, bending one knee at a time if that feels good to you. Make sure your fingers are still spread wide and you're pressing into your fingertips and your knuckles. Center your dog now. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. We want to prioritize length through the spine in this position. So if bending the knees helps you to find more length, please do that. On your inhale, lift your right leg up toward the sky. Flex your foot. You could stay here, or you could open your hips up toward the right side of the room, and then maybe lift your leg a little bit higher. Try to keep right shoulder in line with the left. On your exhale, curl knee in towards your nose, bringing shoulders over the wrists. Then step between your hands, lower the back knee down, coming to a low lunge. Allow your hips to sink forward and down, and then reach your collarbones forward. Getting a nice stretch through the left hip flexors. On your exhale, straighten your front leg as much as you can, half split. Inhale, bend your right knee, lift the back knee up, step back to plank pose. You're welcome to take this on the knees or the toes, holding here for 3 breaths. Zip your belly in and up. Then keep hugging your elbows in. With your exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Take your fingers wide outside of your mat, elbows up and back, kind of at a diagonal. With your inhale, press into the fingertips, lift your chest up. Activate the legs, pressing the tops of your feet down. Maybe lift just a tiny bit higher, and then release. Place hands under your shoulders, curl the toes under, send your hips to heels in that in-between child's pose and down dog position again. Then breathe out as you lift your hips up. Breathe in, lift the left leg up high. Maybe open your hips up toward the left side of the room. You could lift your leg a little bit higher as well. Again, try to keep the left shoulder in line with the right one. On your exhale, curl left knee in towards your nose and step forward, low lunge, back knee to the mat. Let gravity pull the hips down. Reach your heart forward. Breathe out as you straighten your front leg as much as you can. Inhale, bend your left knee back to the lunge. Then exhale, step back to plank. On the knees or the toes, it's always your choice. 3 breaths here. Zip the belly in and up. Try to spin the biceps forward and triceps back. Hug your elbows in and slowly lower down to the mat. Again, take your fingertips wide, elbows up. Breathe in as you curl the chest up. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes under, press hips to heels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. This time, bend your knee and open your hips. Exhale, right knee toward right tricep this time. And then step outside of your right hand, coming to a lizard pose. Back knee could stay lifted for a little more of a challenge, or you could lower it down. Just enjoy the juicy stretch. I like to add a little bit of movement here, especially in the morning, so you could do that too. I think it helps to open up the hips a little bit more. And then exhale, straighten the front leg for a different variation of half split. Inhale, lizard pose. Lift your back knee if it's lowered. Then we'll turn toward the left. All 10 toes face left for a side lunge. So right knee is bent. Try to keep your back flat. Hopefully feeling a stretch in your inner thighs. With your next out breath, switch sides. Bend your left knee, straighten the right leg. Then walk your hands all the way back to the top of the mat, face forward. Step back, plank pose. Biceps spin forward, triceps back. Exhale, lower all the way down. This time, hands stay where they are. Inhale, peel your chest up. Pull the elbows together. Maybe lift the hands up. Press the tops of the feet down. And release. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, send your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hips. On an exhale, left knee to left tricep. Then step outside of your left hand, lizard pose, second side. Try to take the same variation you took on the first side, so whether you lowered the knee down or kept it lifted. And then you could add movement if you did that on the first side and that felt good for you. On your next exhale, straighten your front leg, half split. Inhale, lizard pose. Lift your back knee up if it's lowered. Turn towards your right. I'm gonna flip around here so that you can see me better. All 10 toes face the right. Left knee stays bent for a side lunge. Even though our hands are on the floor here, we still want to think about engaging the core. So really pull the low belly in and up. Maybe sink the hips a little bit more, getting a deep stretch in the inner thigh. And then switch sides. Bend your right knee, straighten the left. Again, core is engaged, pulling in. Walk your hands around to the top of your mat. Step back to plank. Inhale as you shift forward, shoulders come past the wrists. Exhale, chaturanga down to the belly. This time, let's lift the legs up. So inhale, lift, squeeze your glutes. Try to keep your big toes touching. And then lower. Lift the chest this time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Now legs and chest at the same time. Inhale, lift up. Maybe float the hands. Keep pulling the elbows together behind you. Exhale, release. Press up and back, coming back to downward facing dog. And take a moment to pedal it out. Take a few breaths. Notice how your body's feeling now. Soften your knees, look forward, and take small steps all the way up to your hands at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold. Chair pose next. Keep your fingertips on the mat, but sink your hips down and back. So we're getting nice and low, trying to get thighs parallel to the floor. Shift more weight into the heels. Maybe reach your arms forward. Zip the belly in. Now slowly sink all the way down until you sit down on the mat. Bring your feet forward a little bit, palms behind the thighs. Exhale to lean back, coming to a boat pose, but with feet on the floor. So press your toes down, and you should feel your core fire up. So we're just spending a few moments building some heat, creating energy that you can carry with you into your day. Inhale back up. Place your hands behind your hips with your fingertips facing the hips. On your exhale, press your hips forward and lift up, reverse tabletop. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest, and then lower back down, back to our boat pose. Palms behind the thighs, toes pressed down, lean back. If you're ready for more of a challenge, keep the feet where they are, but lift your arms up so biceps frame the ears. Keep zipping your belly in and up. Take one more breath here. And then plant your hands behind you, fingers facing the back of your mat for this one. Reverse tabletop, exhale, lift the hips. Slowly take a seat. One last boat pose. Nice straight spine, leaning back. Maybe lift the arms. If you're ready for even more, maybe this time you lift the legs. And release. Plant your hands, fingers facing opposite sides of the mat now. Exhale, reverse tabletop. Slowly lower back down. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. You can grab your shins or your ankles, press the knees down, and lengthen the spine up. With your next out breath, slowly fold forward. You can let your back round and your head and neck relax. Try to keep pressing the knees down though. Slowly roll up on your inhale and come to a comfortable seat. Place palms on your thighs, palms facing down. Close your eyes. And again, bring awareness to your breath, noticing how your body feels now compared to what it felt like at the beginning of your practice. Also think about your upcoming day and maybe set an intention. How would you like your day to unfold? How do you want to feel today? With your next inhale, reach your arms out and all the way up. Palms meet at the top. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a great day. Namaste.